Hey guys, Nikki here, and today I'm doing a different video. I saw a lot of people asking me for tips on how to fight in the comments, and some of them even asked me to do a video of it. So this video is about tips and tricks for PvP. Disclaimer, this is how I fight, so if you don't agree with some things, it's okay, and that doesn't mean you're wrong. It just means we have different opinions on how to fight. This video will cover three topics: recoil control, positioning and squad fights. So let's start with recoil control. So, as you probably know, every weapon has a recoil of its own, which means in some weapons your aim will go more upwards and in others it will go less upwards. That leads us to this phrase: different weapons have different recoils, although they all have the same spray pattern. Spray pattern is the way your weapon acts when you're not trying to control the recoil. So, since different weapons have different recoils, some weapons require you to hold your mouse harder than others. As you can see in this example, in the left I'm holding an XM spray and in the right I'm holding an M14 spray. Since the M14 has a higher recoil, I have to hold it harder. You may also use attachments to get advantage such as sights, grips and suppressors. The best sights for automatic guns are Reflex, Cobra, CQR and Holographic. As for the grips, straight foregrip and short foregrip. And as for the suppressors, Operator and Spetnaz suppressors. The trick here is to aim to the head and hold your spreader. That's it for recoil control. Now let's get into positioning. In positioning, I will cover three topics: flanking, approaching slash rushing, and baiting slash picking. Flanking is literally going from your original position to the sides of your enemy so you can get a better angle on him. As you can see in this image, you can flank from the right side, the left side, and ultimately go from one of those sides to the back of your opponent. Flanking is very effective when playing with a team, since one can be shooting at the enemy while the others are flanking. But it's not so effective when playing solo, since the enemy will probably have eyes on you the whole time. When playing solo, flanking can be used to get more cover or just to switch to a better position. Now let's get to the approaching slash rushing. Approaching and rushing are not the same thing, since approaching is getting the closest you can to your opponent and rushing is going directly to the opponent. When approaching someone, you want to first shoot a bit, just like 3 to 4 bullets, and then immediately move to the next position while trying to get as most cover as you can. On the other hand, when rushing, you want to be as close as you can to your opponent, deal him a bit of damage, and then rush him. Imagine the enemy is behind this thing. As you can see in the video, I'm shooting and moving until I'm the closest I can to my enemy. When I get the closest I can, I'll deal a bit of damage or pop a booster and rush him. A common mistake some people do is deal a bit of damage and rush directly while being in a mid to long distance. The enemy has then time to heal himself and to spray and kill you. You should always try to get as close as you can from your enemy and then rush him. Don't go directly rushing to your enemy, since you're probably gonna end up dying. Now for baiting slash picking. In this category, what you want to do is basically make your enemy fail his shots or make him pick, in order for you to move around without getting hit, or to pick him yourself and kill him. The most effective way is strafing. As you can see in the video, you just need to go from one side to the other. This can make your opponent think you are going to move. Picking is another important aspect that comes with baiting. What I like to do is aiming at the opponent and go back to cover after 1 or 2 seconds. This can make the enemy open for you, since when you're using your aim, you are slower. After the enemy picks, you pick to him right back and hit him with a spray or at least some damage. The trick here is not exposing yourself too much and baiting the shots, making the opponent open for you. Last but not least, we have squad fights. I will only cover fighting a squad alone. Let's take the example of flanking. You're alone against 3 enemies and they are flanking you. What you want to do is isolate them. If you kill one by one, isolating them, it's like you're doing a 1v1 but 3 times. It makes the job easier and you don't take unnecessary damage. Moving to bigger rocks or trees is also important, because you want to have the most cover you can. Stay alert always and don't lose any of the enemies from your sight. The trick here is isolating and killing one by one. Here's a clip of me doing that. This is a list of fighting aspects in Epoch with tips and tricks that can help you improve. Also, take in consideration that, although it looks like a big list, the things portrayed in here can happen in fractions of seconds. It's important to know all this and apply it when fighting, but things don't always go our way, so remember to improvise a bit. I hope you liked the video, and if you want more videos like this one, leave ideas below in the comments. Also, don't forget that I'm streaming on Twitch every other day, so go check it out, the link is in the description.